G'day, it's Glenn here from JazzPianoLessons.tv, and today we're looking at extensions. Alright, so extensions, chords, that's what we're doing today. Alright, extensions. Alright. Oh, I can't spell. It's good that I'm a jazz muso. Alright, so extensions, pretty easy. We got, this is where I guess the chords start sounding like jazz chords rather than easy listening pop music or something like that. So what we've got here is 1, 3, 5 and 7 is really the basic jazz chord. Okay, that's the basic jazz chord. So 1, 3, 5, 7, there's our 1, 3, 5, 7 of C major 7. Now we use lots of inversions and lots of voicings of that to make that sound a lot better. Some of those inversions and voicings come pre-packaged with extensions in them, and some of them don't. But basically, an extension is where we keep going. So we're going up by. You might have noticed there's a bit of a pattern going on here. We keep going, and then keep going. That's what extensions are. So we've got 9, 11, and 13 are the basic extensions for jazz. Alright, a few basic ways to use them. When we're doing extensions, we don't want to, we need to make sure that it's going to sound good. Now how do we make sure that happens? Well, there's a couple of things. Just really basic stuff for today is that if you're using a major chord, these are what you can add. 9, sharp 11 or 13. So you might have noticed in that C major 7 chord that I added some extensions to. I actually put a D triad on the top here, and I've put an F sharp rather than an F. You know, there's our C major scale, and it would make sense that we just keep going. But we don't need to. What we're going to do is we're going to stay away from the F because it clashes a little bit with the 3, which is one of the guide tones. It's one of the most important notes in our chord. So we're not going to clash with that, and we're going to go a tone above that, a whole step above that, just to kind of get away from that little clash. And that adds a lot of colour. And it's not part of the key signature if it's the 1 chord. If it's the 4 chord, it is automatically part of the key signature, but it does add a lot of colour to your playing. So there's your 9, sharp 11, 13 if you're using a major 7 chord of some sort. Now you're probably not going to play it too often. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 like that. You'll probably have some sort of inversion of that. For example, there we go. There's a C major 13. Okay. If you're using if you've got a dominant chord, you can do 9, sharp 11 as well, and 13. Now there are a whole bunch of alterations you can do to that, which we'll look at the next lesson as well. But they're the standard extensions for a dominant chord, and so you'll have something like that. That's C. So 3, 6 or 13, 7, 9 is a way of playing it there. I might do 7, 9, 3, sharp 11. A bit of tension there. That's okay too. That's good. And then our minor chords, which is really, I mean, when you think about it, the minor, major, dominant, and major, and minor 7 chords are really the basis of all of our jazz playing. Even if we're looking at augmented chords and diminished chords, they are in some ways kind of variations on all these chords here. If you know these 3 well, you can get through any jazz song with a bit of bit of luck and a bit of a prayer maybe. So what have we got? We've got minor. What we're doing is we're going to add a 9 or 11 or a 13. So we're not adding a sharp 11 this time, and that's because with our minor chord we've got a lowered third, and so there's already a whole tone separating those two notes there. So that's C minor 9, and you might recognise that as the B voicing that we did in one of the other videos. And then if you look at you know, when we're doing B voicing going to A voicing to B voicing, if we're doing a 2-5-1 in well, that's C minor, so we're in the key of B flat. You'll notice the A drops down from the B flat. Everything else stays the same. Now that's a 13 chord there, and now we're going to drop to 7, 9, 3, 5 of our B flat chord. So we should have something like this: C minor, F7, B flat major. Alright? C minor 9, F13, and B flat major 9. That's the B going to the A voicing to the B voicing. Check that video out if you haven't already. But that's basically extensions. Now you can use them really pretty much whenever. Now if you know what the guide tones are, one of the things that I like to do is basically just make sure I'm playing the guide tones and then add something else, and then you've only got 3 notes but it sounds alright. So if I'm looking at C7, I want to make sure I've got the 3 and the 7, and then I can add something. So I might just add the 9. There we go, there's my C chord. Alright, then I might go to the F chord, and because the F7, for example, if I was doing, maybe I'm doing the 12 bar blues or something like that. Alright, I'm just doing that. There's my guide tones, there's my 7, and there's my 3. This was 3 and 7, now this is 7 and 3. And I'm just going to leave the D there, and that becomes, if you're familiar with F major scale, you'll notice that's the 6th note, which is the 13th, because we're doing an extension, right? So that's going C7 to F7 to C7 to F7. Hope that helps you a little bit. Love to hear your thoughts or see your questions. Alright, catch you soon.